Let me save you some time. You're not gonna earn $1 million. Not this year, not next year, probably not ever. And I already know what you're thinking. Who the hell is this guy to tell me that? I'm the guy who's watched hundreds of people just like you, same dreams, same potential, same excuses. And I watched them fail. Not because they weren't capable, but because they refused to look in the mirror and admit the real problem. I'm gonna tell you this very honestly. You do not have a strategy problem. You do not have a marketing problem. You don't have a time problem. You have a you problem. Your standards are weak. Your identity is fractured. And you spent years building a lifestyle around avoiding the very things that would set you free. Now, you can click off right now and prove me right, or you can stay and find out exactly what's been stopping you. It's your move. Still here? Good. That tells me something about you. You're not looking for someone to coddle you. You're looking for someone to tell you the truth even when it hurts. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna expose the 5 silent killers that are keeping you from ever hitting $1 million. These aren't outside problems. These are internal assassins, and most of them are operating without you even knowing. But by the end of this video, you're gonna be pissed off, either at me or at yourself. But either way, you're gonna finally see what's been holding you back. Now let's get into it. Here's the first reason you'll never earn $1 million. You're trying to win a game with the wrong identity. Right now, somewhere in your subconscious mind, you have a number. It's the amount of money you believe you're allowed to make. The amount that feels safe, the amount that matches who you think you are. And no matter how hard you work, no matter what strategy you use, you will always find a way to stay at that number. This is the number one reason why lottery winners go broke. It's why some entrepreneurs hit 500,000 or more and plateau for years. It's why you keep making the same money no matter how much effort you're putting in. Your income is not determined by your actions, it's determined by your internal programming. And your internal programming has a thermostat. When you start earning more than your identity can handle, your subconscious always pulls you back down. Self-sabotage, bad decision, stupid risk, burnout. When you're making less than your identity expects, you hustle harder, you grind until you get back to that baseline. But the baseline never moves because the thermostat is set. So let me ask you, what's your number? What's the amount of money your identity has decided you're worth? All you have to do is look at your results. Because until you change that number, until you reprogram that thermostat, you're just running on a treadmill, exhausted, going absolutely nowhere. I had a client, brilliant guy, worked 14 hours a day, knew his industry inside and out, but he couldn't break $300,000 a year. Year after year after year, same revenue, he would try different strategies, same result. You know what we found? His father earned $300,000 at his peak. And deep down, my client believed that making more than his father would mean something was wrong with him. He wasn't fighting his market, he was fighting his old identity. We fixed that in 90 days. He hit 1.2 million the next year. Same person, same business, different programming. But here's where it gets uncomfortable, because there's a reason your thermostat is set where it is. And it has everything to do with what you believe you deserve. Understand this. Earning $1 million is not hard, it's not easy. But most people never feel deserving of the million. See, what is your attitude towards $1 million right now? Do you think it's hard to earn? That'll tell you where your problem is. But that'll also tell you where your opportunity is, where you can change your relationship to $1 million. Your brain has one job. It's to keep you safe. And safe doesn't mean successful. Safe means familiar. If struggle is familiar to you, your brain will keep giving you experiences where struggle occurs. If rejection is familiar, your brain will keep getting you more experiences of rejection. If almost but not quite there is familiar, you'll almost get to where you want to go, but you'll sabotage right at the last moment. Let me ask you something. When you visualize yourself with $1 million, and I mean truly visualize it, what happens in your body? Does it feel normal to you like your current results? This is key. That's how I want it to feel. Do you feel excited, ready, or do you feel tight? Are you judging yourself, asking, did I visualize properly? Are you anxious, like something's wrong? That tension, that's your identity rejecting the image. Your brain is saying, That's not us. We don't do that. That's for lucky people. That's for other people. And as long as that's your internal response, you will never close the gap. That tension you're feeling, that resistance, that's always going to be the gap that's going to keep you from where you are to where you want to go. That gap is your identity not being reinforced with what you want. Rather, it's being forced with how it's not going to happen. That's your identity rejecting that image every single time. That's your brain saying, that's not us. We don't do that. That's for other people. And as long as that's your internal response, you will never close the gap. Money isn't your problem. Your relationship and attitude towards money is the problem. You've been taught that wanting money is bad. It's greedy. That rich people are bad. That you should be humble and grateful for what you have. And let me give you a truth. Always be grateful for what you have, but never be satisfied. See, those beliefs, they're costing you everything. Gratitude is the vibration of abundance, but understand this. Gratitude and ambition are not opposites. You can be grateful for where you are and hungry for more. That is a great belief, and that is a great attitude. But you have to give yourself permission to really want it, authentically want it, without guilt, without shame, without rationalizing, without justifying, and definitely without apologizing. Until you do, you're going to keep pushing money away with one hand while reaching for it with the other. Now here's the third killer, and this one sneaks up on you all the time. The third reason you'll never earn $1 million is you know too much. I call it the knowing-doing gap, and it's the deadliest trap in personal development. Here's how it works. You watch a video, you feel inspired, you think that's exactly what I need. Then instead of watching it over and over again to get it as a part of your subconscious programming, you keep going to video after video after video. And what happens? You go buy another book, you read another article, you go listen to another podcast, and you feel like you're making progress, but you're not. Knowing is comfortable. Doing is where results get created. There is a big difference between knowing and doing. Knowing is just accumulating and gathering more and more information. And information without action is delusion. Let me say that again. If you're not implementing, the ideas always work if we work the ideas. You're just being delusional to yourself. Knowing is comfortable. Doing is uncomfortable. Knowing feels productive. Doing feels risky. Knowing lets you stay safe. It causes motivation, but doing forces you to be seen. And that's why you're addicted to learning. That's why people are struggling to earn $1 million, is because they're so addicted to the knowing, not the doing. Because learning feels like progress without the risk of failure. But you can't learn your way to $1 million. You have to act your way there. Let me ask you, in the last 30 days, how many books did you read? How many podcasts did you consume? And how many videos like this did you watch? Now, how many of those ideas from the books, the videos, and the podcast did you actually implement? If the first number is bigger than the second number, you're not a student, you're an addict. And your addiction is what is keeping you broke. I tell my clients this all the time. If someone watched your actions, not your words, just your actions, would they say you're a serious player, that you're serious about really earning $1 million? Not what you think about, not what you plan, but what actually you do. Because that's the only proof that matters. The world doesn't pay you for what you know. The world always pays you for what you do, the impact you make, and your leadership. And right now, are you hoarding knowledge like a dragon hoards gold, but you're still sleeping in a cave? So now you're thinking, okay, Arash, I need to take more action. I get that. I've always known that. But here's the problem. The action you're taking is wrong. What I mean by wrong, if the action is comfortable, it's always the wrong action. And the next reason explains exactly why. The fourth reason you'll never earn $1 million, you're working on the wrong thing. And you're doing it on purpose to distract yourself. See, there's always one thing in your business, in your job, in your big idea, that if you fixed it, everything would change. You would remove the bottleneck in your life. But you're not working on that thing. You're working on the thing that feels safe, the thing that's comfortable, the thing that lets you stay busy being busy, but actually never grows you. Busy is the enemy of wealthy. Busy feels productive. Busy looks impressive, but busy is just a way to distract yourself and hide from the thing you're actually scared of. Maybe the thing you need to do is sell. Actually get on the phone and close deals. Wealth is always created by your leadership and your ability to sell. But instead, you're building your brand, tweaking your website, perfecting your logo, writing content no one reads. Maybe the thing you need to do is have a hard conversation with your team. Set a new standard. Fire someone who isn't your company's standard, that isn't matching your culture, who's dragging you down. But instead, you feel bad. Instead, you're strategizing, always planning to plan, always going from meeting to the next meeting, but not really doing the thing that moves the needle the most. Maybe the thing you need to do is put yourself out there every day. And I'm talking about busting through your comfort zone every single day. What if for the next 6 months, you worked on one mindset that is going to move the needle the most? What is that mindset? That mindset is you train yourself on a subconscious level to feel the emotion that you're already in possession with $1 million or more. And then for the next 6 months, you work on one skill set. Let's say the skill set that's going to move the needle the most for you is selling. And you focus every day with deliberate intent that you're going to get better and better and better and better at your presentation. That is going to skyrocket your results. See, we've got to understand money happens by exact law. When you're winning, I want you to look at when you've ever won in your life, you have been loose. You've been emotionally free. That tells us you're working in harmony with the law. When you're losing, you're working against the law. The law of compensation states that you get paid in direct proportion to the need for what you do, your ability to do it, and how well the marketplace pays for what you do. Now, the key is your ability to do it. That's what the skill set is. That one skill set and your ability to get so good at what you do. That is the key. But what most people do, instead, they're always getting ready to get ready. They're waiting for the perfect moment that never comes. You already know what the thing is. Right now, in this moment, you know exactly what you've been avoiding. And you built an entire life around avoiding it. That's not a time management problem. That's a fear problem. And fear is costing you literally not just 1 million, millions upon millions of dollars every year. Every single day you avoid the thing that is going to move the needle the most is a day you stay stuck. Every week you stay busy instead of effective is a week your $1 million goal moves further and further away. The market doesn't care how hard you work. The market cares if you solve the problem. And you're not solving the problem because you're scared of what it requires you to become. Every day you avoid the thing, and I'm talking about the thing that moves the needle the most, is a day you stay the same, the day you stay stuck. Every day we're either deciding to change or deciding to be the same. There is no neutral. Every week you stay busy instead of effective is a week your $1 million goal is moving further and further away from you. The market doesn't care how hard you work. The market cares if you solve the problem. Remember the law of compensation. You earn money by exact law. And if you're not solving the problem because you're scared of what it requires you to become, you are going to keep repeating the same income year in and year out. Before I get to the final reason that really sabotages people, I want you to ask yourself this question honestly. Is this a lot of money for you? Does this feel out of reach? Now, the reason I want you to ask yourself that is because that will tell you what your attitude towards money is. And we have to get really good at healing our money wounds. And this is the first question that'll know if I'm going for $1 million, but I don't even believe it's possible, you never have a shot. I want you to start accepting $1 million is who you are. And $1 million is going to be the floor of who you're going to be because you are so committed to changing your life. Now, I want to start now with the final point that nobody wants to talk about. But if this is hitting you, if you're feeling something, do me a favor. Hit that like button and subscribe. Because what I'm about to share next is the unlock. And if you miss it, everything else I've said won't matter. Let's finish this. Here is the final reason you'll never earn $1 million. And it's the most important one. You haven't become the person who has normalized $1 million yet. This is the truth that no one wants to accept. The person you are right now, with your current habits, your current beliefs, your current standards, that person doesn't earn $1 million. If that person can earn $1 million, you'd already have it. So the real question isn't, how do I earn $1 million? The question is, Who must I become to earn $1 million? Because money isn't the goal. Money is always the tool, freedom is the goal. The money is always the byproduct. It's what happens when you become someone with higher standards, higher discipline, and higher awareness. Here's how I trained myself from going from failure to earning millions as a habit. First, I had to change my philosophy. Our philosophy always creates our standards. What are standards? Standards are who we are. Standards are what creates abundance. And our standards create our stories. We have stories going around all in our mind every single day. But our story becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. Our story is who we act into. Our story is what creates our identity. And our identity is our foundation of every result in our life. If you look at your income right now, that will tell you where your identity is. And the identity always creates results. So if you want to earn $1 million, you have to start being effective in $1 million action steps. You need $1 million identity, and $1 million identity is first built on $1 million philosophy. What is $1 million philosophy? I act before I'm ready. I do everything right away. And I am willing to fail at my future self than succeed at my present self. That everything I touch turns to gold. Is that your philosophy? Model it, what I just gave you, and you watch over the next several months, you're going to start seeing your income raise. But you've got to really believe it, and you've got to really already see yourself in the possession of the good you desire. You've got to really start seeing yourself in the possession of already earning $1 million. I want you to accept this idea that your success is guaranteed. That if you follow this framework and watch this video over and over again, and I'm talking about hundreds of times, get the repetition in so you can start training your subconscious mind, this is who you are. So let me ask you, what's your current philosophy about money? Is money hard to get? Do you have to work thousands of hours to earn money? About success, is success easy? What is your definition of success? For me, it's doing what I want, when I want, with whomever I want, as often as I want, and doing what I love and loving what I do. What is yours? About what's possible for you. Is it $1 million philosophy, or is it a just getting by philosophy? Is it an abundance philosophy, or is it a scarcity philosophy? Is it a I figure it out philosophy, or is it life is hard philosophy? Because whatever your philosophy is, your results are proving it to be true. I've been a top performer for over 19 years. I've been studying this every day for 21 years. And I'm still working on upgrading my philosophy, upgrading my standards, upgrading my story, upgrading my identity every day because I know that's what upgrades my results. Not because I have to, but because I get to and I want to. See, we're just getting started. You and I are the worst we're ever going to be in this moment. And I can promise you, every morning I reprogram myself. I visualize. I write my goals. I train myself that my success is already guaranteed. I make decisions from my future, never my past. Not once in a while, every single day. To create a world-class life, it's about what you do every single day, not what you do once in a while. That's what it takes. Not just to hit 1 million, to become the person who keeps hitting millions. Because anyone can do anything once. But I want this a permanent part of your programming. But only if you're willing to change your life and transform yourself are you going to be willing to sustain it. So here's the real question. Are you willing to let the old you die? Are you willing to let go of anything that doesn't serve you anymore? Are you willing to stop identifying with your past failures, your past limitations, and your past story? Are you willing to become someone you've never been before with no guarantee it'll work? That's the price of $1 million. Not money, not time, not strategy, identity. Now let me show you what to do about it. If you're still here, it means you're ready. So let me give you the framework that changes the game. And I mean changes everything for you. The first step, decide who you're going to be. Not what you want, who you're becoming. Write it down. Describe that person in detail. How do they wake up? How do they make decisions? How do they handle fear? What type of actions are they taking? That's your target. That's your new identity. The second step, you make a decision like you've never made before that you are changing your life. You're going to burn all the boats on your old identity. You're going to stop introducing yourself as who you were. Stop telling old stories about your limitations. Stop explaining why you're the way you are. Every time you repeat your old story, you will reinforce your old identity. New story, new identity, new results. The third step, make every single decision from your future self. Before you do anything, ask, would the $1 million version of me do this? Would they sleep in? Would they skip the workout? Would they not take the action? Would they avoid the call? Would they procrastinate? You already know the answer, act accordingly. The fourth step, collect evidence every day. At the end of every day, ask, what evidence do I have that I became the $1 million version of me today? Not effort, but evidence. What did you do? What did you execute? What did you prove? If you can't find proof, you voted for your old identity. Learn from it and do better tomorrow. This isn't complicated, but it's not easy. Jim Rohn used to say, the things that are easy to do are easy not to do. Easy is staying the same. Easy is making excuses. Easy is obsessing and watching another video and doing nothing. Hard is where the magic is. We want to do hard better. Hard is changing. Hard is becoming. Hard is killing the old you so the new you can live and thrive. But you know what's harder? Staying broke, staying stuck, dying a little more inside each day, killing your potential. That's the real hard. Now let's bring this home. You clicked on this video thinking I was going to tell you why other people never make $1 million. But now you know, I was talking about you. I was talking directly to you. Your thermostat is set way too low. You don't believe you deserve it. You're addicted to gathering information instead of doing. You're avoiding the one thing that matters the most. And you're still operating as the person who hasn't done it yet. That's the you problem I mentioned at the beginning. But here's the great news. Problems can be solved. Programming can be written. Identities can be transformed. Not someday, today. One decision at a time. One action at a time. One identity shift at a time. At the beginning of this video, I said you're never going to earn $1 million. I meant it. The old you won't. But the new you, it's guaranteed. Your success is guaranteed. Follow my framework and you're going to win. The one you're about to build. That version of you that is unstoppable. The question is, are you ready to become that person? Now, if you're serious about this transformation, if you want to understand exactly how to reprogram your mind and build an identity that makes $1 million results inevitable, watch this video next. I break down the exact daily framework I use to reprogram myself and my clients. It's called the Morning Reprogram, and it's the foundation of everything I do. Click it now. I'll see you there.